chosen one. What you're feeling right now, that pull in your chest, that fire rising in your gut, that sense that this moment matters more than you can explain. It's not random. You didn't just stumble here. You were summoned. You're not just scrolling. You're standing at the edge of something holy. Something is about to break open in your life, and deep down, you know it. This isn't for the crowd. This is for the called. The ones who have felt isolated, stretched, misunderstood. Not because they were forgotten, but because they were being forged. And if you're still reading this, it means you're one of them. This is not hype. This is activation. You've been feeling it. Your spirit growing restless, your mind shifting, your dreams getting louder. The reason you haven't fit in, the reason things have felt heavy, is because heaven has been preparing you for this exact moment. You're not about to go through just another night. You're about to step into a supernatural turning point. Get ready, get still, because everything is about to change. Looking for purpose and peace? Hit subscribe and start the journey. This isn't just a turning point, it's a complete recalibration of your entire life structure. What's unfolding now isn't a short chapter or temporary shift. It's a total rewrite. Every cry, every silent prayer, every unseen sacrifice you've made has built to this moment. The interference is clearing. The delay has lost its grip. But before your full release can be activated, something essential must happen. Stillness. Profound, sacred stillness. Not as a pause, but as a divine download. This night isn't just any night. It's a threshold, a lock being turned from within, a signal to your spirit. Prepare. Because what's coming next can't be navigated with old instincts or recycled strategies. This is your call to listen, not just hear. Stay with this word. Not everyone will. Many will scroll past, because what's happening here isn't entertainment, it's alignment. If something in your chest is rising right now, don't ignore it. Stay rooted. Something is reaching for you. And if you're still reading, that means you're being summoned. You're in the middle of something heaven sent. Let's go deeper. There's a full-body stillness overtaking you. And no, it's not fatigue. It's divine lockdown. This is not exhaustion from routine or emotion. This is a spiritual override. You tried to go about your day, to push through the resistance, but the usual drive wouldn't kick in. That wasn't failure. That was intervention. You're not malfunctioning. You're being preserved. Your momentum is being paused so that your inner framework can be stripped, adjusted, and rebuilt. The blueprint for your next requires space, and your system had to shut down to receive it. There's nothing wrong with you. There's something right finally happening in you. Make your impact eternal. Join now and be a light in someone's darkness. The pace of the planet has accelerated into noise and chaos, but you've been separated, not rejected. There's a reason you feel frozen while the world spins. You're not absent. You're being held still for recalibration. What once drove you, urgency, proving, pleasing, has been disarmed. It had to be. Because where you're being led, survival modes won't work. You're being transitioned from reaction to revelation, from noise to knowing, from exhaustion to embodiment. Your system is being reset, not for rest, but for recommissioning. Beneath global shaking, beneath headlines and human tension, there is a spiritual upheaval unfolding, and you're not on the sidelines. You're embedded in the solution. But before you're activated, every unaligned thought, every outdated response must be rewritten. This is why you feel suspended, disconnected from the usual rhythms. You're not stuck. You're being emptied to be refilled. You're not behind. You're being shielded while systems crash all around you. You're being equipped with an entirely new inner compass, because your role in this next dimension requires total recalibration. The patterns that got you here won't carry you further. They've expired. They served their season, but they were built in survival, not sovereignty. And heaven won't let dysfunction hitchhike into destiny. So now the old software is being wiped, and a deeper architecture is being installed. You feel still because everything inside you is being redrawn. You can't function like you used to because you aren't who you used to be. Don't resist this stillness. It's not an interruption. It's divine engineering. It's not pause. It's power being reprogrammed in silence. And when you rise, you will run like one who has been rebuilt by fire and called by name. When your heart is full of God's love, it's a sign to give. By tapping the super thank you button and offering $100 or more, you become a vessel of His grace. Your generosity can change lives, reaching hearts you may never meet. You have a divine purpose, and this act of faith carries His light forward. Give now, and may His blessings surround you always. What feels like emptiness right now is actually the groundwork of something sacred. You're not inactive. You're under divine renovation. Every response you've relied on, every mental loop you've leaned into, every internal system that carried the weight of survival, they're being dismantled in silence. You are not just pausing, you are being restructured from within. This isn't about fixing small things. It's a total interior rebuild. And for this to happen, motion had to stop. Everything had to go quiet, so the deeper parts of you could finally be accessed. You're not being delayed. You're being designed for what your future demands. Stillness isn't stealing your fire. It's making space for a new kind. This isn't just a rest. It's a divine override. You're being held in sacred suspension while your nervous system, your wiring, your inner landscape is remapped. You aren't drained. You've been gently powered down so that the upgrade can begin without resistance. And it's happening in places your mind can't reach. This is not burnout. This is a reset, not imagined, not theoretical, but real, raw, internal shifting that changes everything from the ground up. The exhaustion you feel, it isn't failure, it's intentional. Your body has entered a quiet state where the programming that once made you reactive is being uninstalled. This is deeper than emotion. It's infrastructure. The anxious instinct, the emotional spirals, the flinches rooted in memory, they are being overwritten by a higher design. Divine stillness is downloading a new rhythm into your being. This isn't about learning to cope better. It's about becoming someone new from the inside out. No more managing chaos. You're being taught how to carry calm. What's happening is more than internal. It's elemental. You've absorbed stress like radiation. It's shaped your body, your thought patterns, your energy. But now, that timeline is reversing. Divine intelligence is entering your physical systems, speaking in frequencies that bypass language. It's not inspiration, it's restoration in matter itself. Muscles are being unburdened. Memory is being soothed at the root. The fatigue that has shaped your days is dissolving under a new current of light. This is a level of renewal your mind couldn't plan for. This is not just healing, it's activation. Your internal rhythm is being re-encoded to run not on fear, but on alignment. Every cell, every spark, every breath is being brought back into harmony. Your clarity is not lost, it is returning. Your strength is not fading, it is regenerating. And when you wake from this work, you won't just feel better, you'll be built differently, with new instincts, new peace, new fire, not from effort, but from encounter, not through striving, but through surrender. This is the moment where the new you is formed. Quietly, deeply, permanently. When your heart is full of God's love, it's a sign to give. By tapping the super thank you button and offering $100 or more, you become a vessel of His grace. Your generosity can change lives, reaching hearts you may never meet. You have a divine purpose, and this act of faith carries His light forward. Give now, and may His blessings surround you always. What you're feeling right now isn't confusion, it's recalibration. You're not caught in limbo. You're being suspended in purpose. This isn't the numbness of being lost, it's the deliberate stillness of being secured. It may seem like you're frozen, caught between motion and rest, but the truth is, your body has been gently restrained, not by fear, but by precision. This isn't paralysis. This is divine intervention shielding you while something foundational is torn down and rebuilt inside you. What you once called identity, crafted from effort, defense, and survival, is being quietly dismantled. The constructs formed by rejection, image, and pressure are dissolving. You're not breaking down. You're breaking free. Your system is under quiet reconstruction. You won't walk away from this refined. You'll emerge rebuilt. What once defined you has expired. You're not being refined into a shinier version of the same person. You're being restructured entirely. This motionless state, it's not weakness. It's the sacred pause that comes just before a deeper awakening. This is the silence before your soul erupts into clarity. There's something global happening beneath the noise. You're not the only one feeling the atmosphere shift. This moment is not about isolation. It's about alignment. You're not the center of the story, but you are a crucial thread in it. You've been drawn into this holding pattern not for delay, but deployment. Right now, there is a network of souls across the earth, undergoing the same stillness. Not a coincidence, a collective recalibration, a quiet convergence of vessels being prepared to carry truth in a time that desperately needs it. You're part of a larger grid, a living architecture, and what's being installed in you connects directly to the movement beyond you. This pause has a pulse. While others are scrambling, pushing, chasing, your spirit has been pulled aside for an upgrade. You've been called out of momentum, not to fall behind, but to be rewired for something heavier, something cleaner, something more precise. You're not simply being slowed down, you're being redirected. Every habit built on reaction is being interrupted. Every impulse built on survival is being silenced. This isn't just a behavioral shift, it's a neurological and spiritual rewiring. And it's not optional. The calling on your life demands it. Make your impact eternal. Join now and be a light in someone's darkness. You've been selected for clarity, and that means the old filters have to go. Emotional reflexes that once governed your choices are being decommissioned. That frantic urge to stay in motion, to avoid discomfort, to earn love. That system is being unplugged, not because you were doing it wrong, but because it's no longer needed. It cannot go with you into what's next. You're being stripped down to your original design, the version of you that moves from truth, not tension, from alignment, not approval. And when this process completes, you will notice the shift not in how loud you speak, but in how deeply you resonate. You will carry a stability that isn't taught, it's installed. The transformation is invisible now, but its effects will soon echo through every space you enter. You won't just act differently, you'll be different. Governed not by reaction, but by conviction. Not by the weight of the world, but by the clarity of the call. What's happening to you in this moment isn't random, emotional, or imagined. It's encoded transformation. You didn't plan for this. You didn't ask for this. And yet, it's here, pulsing through every fiber of your being. This isn't about restoration. This isn't about clarity. This is about access. A level of spiritual jurisdiction is being activated within you. One that cannot be taught, imitated, or earned through performance. It is embedded authority. Something ancient, something sovereign, something heaven-commissioned is being awakened inside your core. You've been kept in silence, not because you were silenced, but because what was growing inside you had to remain hidden until it was unshakable. Now, the veil lifts, not for exposure, but for embodiment. The stillness you've been wrapped in wasn't a break, it was a sacred chamber. And inside that silence, your function was rewritten. You are not emerging with louder words, you're emerging with a weight that doesn't require them. This isn't about having the right platform, it's about carrying the right presence. Environments will bend without effort. Darkness will bow before a word is spoken. What's being finalized in you tonight isn't a lesson, it's a mantle. This isn't just a pause, it's a divine debrief. While the world might call this stillness rest, heaven is calling it instruction. You are being walked through inner corridors that prepare you for movement that will echo far beyond the boundaries of your life. Your transformation is not for show, it's for strategy. There are lives tied to your obedience. There are futures encoded into your silence. You felt the tension, the internal urgency, the unspoken pressure. And that wasn't stress, it was spiritual invitation. You are being drafted not into noise, but into clarity. You're being aligned with assignments your conscious mind has not even imagined yet. This is deeper than you, and it always has been. You're not being elevated for your own comfort. You're being aligned to disrupt what is stagnant and release what has been locked. This isn't just a next step. This is a shift of frequency, a calibration of sound. The world is full of volume, but heaven is looking for resonance. This season is separating the echo from the original. You've been marked not because you're impressive, but because you're ready to carry something clean, undiluted, and real. That's why your voice has been quieted, not muted, but purified. And when it returns, it will not shake with doubt. It will carry precision. This wasn't burnout. This was birthing. That fog, that weight, that lingering sense that everything familiar was dissolving. It was the sound of something ancient unlocking inside you. You've been moved through unfamiliar territory, not because you were lost, but because you were being trained to navigate terrain others will follow through. You are the opener, the one sent ahead, the one who senses the turn, before others feel the wind shift. You're not ahead because of ego. You're ahead because of obedience. You've crossed a threshold. The ground has shifted, and what you are no longer exists. The version of you that needed explanation, validation, or control has been laid down. What rises now is stability in its truest form. And here's the miracle. You're not stepping into this moment alone. You're stepping in carrying instructions, codes, keys. You will speak language others didn't know they needed. You will bring order to atmospheres others couldn't enter. This wasn't a quiet week. It was an activation sequence. You didn't lose momentum. You inherited mantle. And that pressure pressing on you now, that's not too much. That's weight. That's assignment. That's the power of presence, resting on a life that finally became ready to carry it. What you're walking through right now isn't collapse. It's convergence. You haven't run out of power. You're being immersed in something far beyond your own strength. This isn't depletion. It's a saturation of purpose. What feels like stillness isn't an absence of momentum. It's your spirit, absorbing frequencies your body has never carried before. You've been asking for something real, something deep, something undeniable, and this is the answer. But it doesn't come wrapped in noise or performance. It comes through the invisible weight of presence, pressing into every hidden space. You're not being ignored, you're being infused. That heaviness in your chest, that unshakable stillness in your limbs, it's not dysfunction, it's transformation at the cellular level. Your internal system is being retuned to something eternal. Patterns you didn't even know existed are being rewritten. Memory, emotion, and spirit are syncing. Every inch of you is being brought into divine alignment. What was once fragmented is becoming fused. You're not malfunctioning. You're being claimed by something holy. And when this moment lifts, you won't leave it the same. You'll carry a tangible frequency that shifts spaces before you say a word. You may think this is about finding peace, but it's about stepping into power. You're not just recovering, you're being completely restructured. The shaking you feel is your old self being released. The silence isn't a void, it's a chamber where the new voice of your spirit is finding its tone. You're not being emptied to vanish, you're being cleared out for the eternal to take residence. This is not the soft reset, it's the deep reset. The kind that doesn't stop at inspiration, but rewrites instinct. The part of you that once had to perform is being dismantled, and what emerges will speak without effort, move without fear, and hold space without shrinking. This isn't just a night, it's a timeline shift. What's beginning won't be undone at sunrise. In fact, this is where it all begins. What's been happening in silence will start to speak, and it won't sound like the old voice of effort. It'll be the rhythm of a spirit synced to divine cadence. No more rehearsing courage, no more mimicking confidence. The doubt, the noise, the second guessing, it's all dissolving. What's replacing it is clarity that doesn't need to be explained. It just is. The words coming through, you will no longer feel learned. They'll feel known. Not because you studied, because you surrendered. You'll recognize the difference quickly. Thought patterns will feel sharper, decisions clearer, and your reactions, no longer rooted in defense, will come from anchored presence. You won't scramble to remember who you are. You'll feel it vibrating through your frame. The knowledge won't be in your head. It'll live in your bones. That divine architecture is being activated now. It's not imagination. It's installation. You are becoming someone who doesn't just feel power. You embody it. And when others ask, what happened? When they sense the shift, when they feel the stillness inside your voice, when they notice the weight behind your words, you won't have to explain. You'll simply know, I didn't fade, I was reformed, I didn't fall, I was found. This isn't hype, this is habitation. You are being rewritten, not just spiritually, but biologically, for everything you were always meant to carry. Make your impact eternal. Join now and be a light in someone's darkness. Something within you is stirring, not from fear or confusion, but from a depth you've never tapped into before. You're not just stepping into awareness, you're being given a new voice, one that won't raise itself to be heard, but will carry such clarity that it rearranges energy the moment it speaks. You've spent too long explaining yourself, shrinking to fit rooms not designed for you. That ends now. What begins tonight is not surface-level inspiration, it's spiritual integration. The version of you that used to speak from wounds is going silent, and a voice rooted in knowing is taking its place. You're not being silenced, you're being rewired to command without performance. Vision is opening in layers. What once looked like coincidence will now read like coded messages. You're not just seeing clearer, you're seeing correctly. The filter of survival is lifting. You're no longer interpreting life through the dust of old pain. You're perceiving through alignment. That inner tug, that shift in perspective, it's not imagination. Your discernment is sharpening. You're learning to read the space between words, to sense the truth beneath reaction. You'll no longer guess what's real. You'll know. And that insight won't puff you up. It will anchor you. This next phase is going to feel unusual, not because you're lost, but because you're being equipped to navigate realms that require more than logic. Your resting hours are becoming classrooms. What used to be dismissed as random dreams will now speak in patterns. You'll begin waking up not with confusion, but with maps, names, strategies, clarity that doesn't come from the mind, but from encounter. These are not leftovers from your subconscious. They're letters from eternity. And you'll feel it in your chest when you wake. The weight of the truth will settle before the clock strikes morning. Don't dismiss the stillness between dreams and day. That brief moment of suspension when your eyes open, but your body stays quiet. That's the download zone. Keep something nearby. Trust your first thoughts. They won't be noise. They'll be instructions. This season isn't about chasing answers. It's about becoming still enough to receive them in the dark. And when you look back at this stretch of nights, you'll realize they weren't restful. They were revelatory. Yes, the tests will come. The past may try to reappear, not to pull you backward, but to confirm that you're no longer bound to it. Triggers will show up like echoes, but the frequency inside you has changed. What once spiraled, you will now pause you, not because you're suppressing, but because your system no longer operates in fear. The hooks are gone. You are no longer wired to react. You are being trained to respond with mastery. These are not random challenges. They are spiritual diagnostics, designed not to expose weakness, but to prove your evolution. Don't shy away from these moments. Lean in. Let them show you who you've become. That familiar fire, it will still try to dance, but this time you'll see it without stepping in. And that is how you'll know this is not performance or hype. This is a genuine shift. You're not pretending to be new. You are new. And the nights ahead will not only confirm that truth, they will teach you how to walk in it. Welcome to the dimension where your life is no longer powered by old cycles, but by prophetic clarity and unshakable peace.